Welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Entitled Parents Reddit video. Sorry kids, your mommy is a liar. On the maternal side of my family, I have a cousin who is an entitled parent. Admittedly, I don't see her very often because her parents got divorced when she was a kid, and her mom always got her for the holidays, so she didn't really feel connected to our family, which is fine and valid, but she lied to us a lot when she was an adult that she would come, and she never did. It kinda killed everyone inside a bit, especially my grandmother, but every time I do see her now, it's a bit of a nightmare. The last time I saw her was in 2019 at our grandfather's memorial, where she showed up 3 hours late in casual clothes, it was a semi-formal event, that were covered in stains and dog fur, and the first thing she did was approach our newly widowed grandmother and ask her for money. So yeah, she's not a great person, but since her mom is raising her kids, they're super sweet. Anyway, during 2021, my paternal grandfather passed due to COVID complications. And when he first got sick, he and my grandmother decided to give me, my siblings, and my cousins our inheritance because they didn't want it all to get lost in fighting over stuff if it were to be sorted out after they passed. My aunt, my dad's sister, is also an entitled parent, but this ain't about her for once. We were each given $50,000 Canadian. My brothers and I immediately put the money into tax-free savings accounts and regular savings accounts. There's only so much money that you're legally allowed to put in TFSAs. One thing about the money, we told no one. Only our immediate paternal family knew, and we weren't going to tell anyone else because people get weird about money. My maternal side of the family has been fixing up our old family cottage. One of my brothers is in the trades and doing well for himself, so he decided to buy a used boat off Kijiji with the inheritance money from his savings and then quickly replaced it. Our maternal side was told about and shown the boat, and we just told them he got the money from the trades. At some point, my paternal grandmother let it slip about the inheritance to my maternal grandmother, who accidentally mentioned it to one of my poorer uncles. He makes poor financial decisions, and he told the rest of the family. He pouted a bit, but overall, no one asked us for money and understood why we didn't tell them. Since we're not getting together for Christmas this year, we were having a video call to chat and wish happy holidays before we all got busy, and my maternal cousin was there, much to everyone's surprise. Not even 5 minutes into the video call, this conversation happens. All right, boys, what do you say to your auntie Lol Flipno? Thank you for taking us to Disney. I'm not even planning on going anywhere near the US with a 10-foot pole. What are you talking about? You're paying for us to go to Disney. No, I'm not. Where did you hear that? Mommy said that you'd send us to Disney because Grandma gave you lots of money. My cousin had a very smug look on her face. She clearly knew what she was doing and that I had not said anything of the sort. Yup, and we're so grateful because Grandma didn't give us any money, so thank you. I am now 100% done with this witch and all the pain she's caused my family. I said, sorry kids, your mommy is a liar. I'm not sending anyone to Disney. She lied to you. And the money I got was from my other grandma because my grandpa got sick and died. It's not from this side of the family. I'm sorry that your mommy lied to you. She shouldn't have done that. It was wrong. She owes you an apology. Everyone on the call was just frozen and then it erupted. Her kids started yelling at her, "Why would you lie?" And that was so mean. And my personal favorite, "Are you lying about other stuff?" Probably, kiddos, probably. My cousin looked so angry and betrayed on camera, and my relatives started chiming in, but there were too many voices, so I said bye and left the call. My mom called me. I live in a different province for university, and she said what I did was uncalled for. I pointed out that because of what my cousin said, there was no way for me to leave that conversation without looking like the bad guy. And I was absolutely not using my money to give her a free vacation. And that she'd lied too much to our family and directly caused us all a lot of pain and it was probably for the best that her kids caught on quick. My mom just repeated that what I did was uncalled for and hung up. But then I started getting texts from other relatives in the call, and everyone except for the broke uncle, who's always complaining about his poor financial decisions, was on my side because she'd hurt them too. My grandma called to thank me because the only reason my cousin comes around anymore is for money, and it's very hurtful. My cousin was texting expletives at me until I blocked her. Then I started getting messages from her mother. Since her kids were getting so unruly from the betrayal, my cousin just ditched the kids with her mom so that her mom could get them calmed down. Like, how entitled do you have to be? She demands a free trip and then ditches her kids the moment she has to parent. Edit. Thanks for the awards, but you didn't need to give me any. Please save your money. I do want to clarify a few things. This cousin and I are not close. Before this video call, I hadn't seen or spoken to her since 2019 at our grandfather's memorial, and before that in 2011. Going low contact or no contact just isn't necessary because we don't talk in the first place. My mom wasn't mad at me. She thought I could have handled the situation better and perhaps not have been so blunt when I knew her children were there, because I may now have caused lasting damage to their relationship in which she's worried about the kids and not my cousin. But overall, she did think that what I said was funny and that my cousin was an entitled witch for what she did, and she's pushing for my cousin to be banned from the renovated family cottage. Thanks so much to those who are reassuring me that I'm not the jerk in this situation. But don't worry, I already knew that. She created the situation herself and is responsible for the outcome. To be honest, the main reason I posted here was to rant, and because I thought that people in this sub would appreciate the outcome. My paternal family is not rich. We're a blue-collar family on that side, whereas my maternal family is upper middle class, or middle class because of poor financial decisions. My grandparents got the money because older relatives had died before them and had no other family except for either my paternal grandmother or paternal grandfather, so their estates went to my paternal grandparents. Now onto an update. It isn't major because it hasn't even been 12 hours since the call, but remember the broke uncle I mentioned before, who's broke just because of his own poor decision making? He called me privately to try and guilt me into paying for a Disney trip for him and his family. That would be for him, the crazy and entitled conspiracy theorist, his wife, who although lovely comes from a very wealthy family from a different country and goes on 6 to 12 vacations or cruises a year, his 2 sons, who are 1,000 times more entitled than he is and are hellspawns, and his stepdaughter, who only just got back on the wagon and is only 2 months sober. I immediately said, no, that is my money. I'm using it for what my grandfather intended me to, university and or traveling. I also pointed out that my uncle works in tech and makes at least $300,000 a year. His current contract is $380,000. He and his wife just went to Dubai, and that I am a full-time university student only doing odd jobs and relying on savings from a previous job. He, by all logic, should be in a much better financial position than me, and if he isn't, that's really not my fault. He pouted, but I told him that if he ever brought it up again, I'd tell the rest of the family he asked. Everyone's already mad at him because he never seems to have money, but has the highest paying job, and he's an anti-vaxxer and anti-masker, and is the entire reason my maternal family isn't getting together this year. So they absolutely would chew him out if they found out he asked me. And my cousin picked up her kids from her mom's house. But her mom found out the reason the kids were so upset, ripped her a new one, and made her call me to apologize. Overall, it's been a pretty successful day. This is John from /bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, think about subscribing. I would love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one.